A searing flash, an invisible poison, silence. Entire villages wiped off maps, their people vanished, sworn to secrecy or buried with the truth. This wasn't Chernobyl. This was decades before, deep inside the Soviet Union. A nuclear catastrophe, one of many the USSR desperately hid. Chernobyl is just one chapter in a much more terrifying book. Chernobyl, the name screams nuclear catastrophe. But that 1986 tragedy wasn't isolated. It was the public end of decades of hidden disasters, born from the Cold War's thirst for nuclear supremacy. Safety was sidelined for speed. Secrecy was paramount. Hidden cities, vast plants, all cloaked. Today we unveil these forgotten nightmares. The disasters that scarred a land and its people, their stories silenced for generations. Section 1. The Shadow of Miak. Kishtim Disaster. Our journey into this hidden history starts at Chelyabinsk 40, later Ozersk, home to the Miak plutonium facility. On September 29, 1957, a faulty cooling system in a tank of high-level radioactive waste failed. The resulting chemical explosion, like 75 tons of TNT, blasted an enormous radioactive plume into the atmosphere. This lethal cloud of strontium-90 and cesium-137 contaminated up to 23,000 square kilometers, an area home to 270,000 people. The Soviet government's response? Total secrecy. Some villages were evacuated, but many residents remained unaware of the invisible danger for years. At least 22 villages were ultimately erased. Kishtim disaster, a level 6 nuclear event, remained a secret from the world for nearly 30 years. Section 2. The Poisoned River and the Deadly Lake. Ongoing Miak contamination beyond the Kishtim explosion. Miak also caused slow, creeping contamination. From 1949, it deliberately dumped highly radioactive waste into the Teka River, the lifeblood for dozens of villages. Thousands were unknowingly exposed, suffering chronic radiation, sickness, and cancers. Authorities kept them in the dark. Miak also created Lake Karachi, one of Earth's most contaminated spots, using it as an open-air dump for liquid radioactive waste. During a 1967 drought, winds spread radioactive dust from its exposed bed, furthering the contamination. This relentless poisoning showed a horrifying disregard for life. Section 3. The Human Cost. Other Miak incidents and secrecy. Miak also saw numerous deadly accidents due to ignored safety protocols in the Cold War rush. Uncontrolled nuclear chain reactions occurred multiple times. For instance, a 1957 incident killed 6 workers. Another in 1958 killed 3. These individual tragedies were shrouded in secrecy. The city serving Miak, Chelyabinsk 40, was itself a state secret, unlisted on maps. Victims of contamination received little information or care, their suffering silenced to maintain the facade of Soviet technological prowess and immense human cost. Section 4. The Invisible War. Semipalatinsk test site, meanwhile. Kazakhstan's Semipalatinsk test site, the Polygon, is the USSR's primary nuclear weapons testing ground from 1949 to 1989. 456 nuclear tests occurred here, 116 in the atmosphere. These atmospheric tests, particularly, showed appalling disregard for nearby civilians. Radioactive fallout contaminated villages for decades, leading to soaring cancer rates and birth defects. Authorities denied any link, dismissing local suffering. The full devastation of Semipalatinsk was another Cold War secret, only revealed as the USSR crumbled. Section 5. The pattern of deception in Chernobyl and context Kishtim, the Teka River poisoning, Lake Karachi, Miak's accidents, Semipalatinsk fallout. These form a chilling pattern. Neglect, disregard for safety, and obsessive secrecy in the Soviet nuclear program. The arms race normalized cutting corners. Chernobyl in 1986 wasn't a fluke. It was the result of systemic problems, known reactor flaws, production over safety, and secrecy that hampered its own response. The Soviet drive for nuclear power, for weapons and energy, created a legacy of hidden disasters, the full cost of which we're still uncovering. These stories were buried for decades. Bringing them to light is vital. If you think these stories need telling, please Please like this video and subscribe for more explorations of erased events. Comment below. Which of these secret disasters shocks you most? Your engagement helps us continue. Chernobyl is remembered, but it's the tip of an iceberg of hidden Soviet nuclear catastrophes. Skishtim's explosion, Mayak's slow poisoning, Semipalotin's irradiation. The Soviet atomic journey was filled with concealed disasters. The USSR's collapse brought these stories to light, revealing vast environmental and human costs. These events show nuclear technology's catastrophic potential when combined with unchecked power and secrecy. Landscapes might slowly heal, but the scars on generations in history remain. The full story is still emerging, proving truth eventually surfaces.